Ariel Helwani in Las Vegas gearing up for UFC 137 alongside the prodigy BJ Penn, who faces Nick Diaz this Saturday night live on pay-per-view. And BJ, it is good to see you again. So much to talk to you about. I'm wondering, you've been around this sport a long time. Have you ever experienced anything quite like this road to 137 with the change of opponents, main event now, GSP out? It just seems like everything that could have gone wrong went wrong, and now here you are in a pretty good spot.
Yep. You know what? I would say if I was in my 20s or something, I might have been complaining and bitching and moaning about it. But you know, everything is great. For mine, it was just all positive and more positive. And you know, I just take it as it comes, and I feel like I'm in a great position, like you said.
Which fight interests you more, Condit or Nick Diaz?
I think they're both steps to get you up to the ladder. The way I want to look at it too is what fight interests the fans more, and I think the Nick Diaz fight interests the fans more than the Condit fight.
Was Nick Diaz a guy that was on your radar for a long time? I know you sort of, you have similar backgrounds and you sort of come from the same school. He likes to talk about that a lot. But is he a guy that when you watch, especially in the last couple of years, that you thought this would be a fun guy to fight?
You know, he wasn't on my radar per se. Like I'm looking at him. You know, like I want to fight Nick Diaz. I want to fight Nick Diaz. I would love to sit down and watch Nick Diaz fight. I never thought about UFC buying Strikeforce or that whole thing happening. You know, and it just kind of all happened quick. And when he got the shot with George St. Pierre, I said, yeah, that makes sense. You know, he deserves to fight George St. Pierre. I guess really the only time I thought about fighting Nick Diaz was when Dana called us and said that Cesar was saying that he loves the idea, and that's it. And that's when I first thought about it.
When you were originally approached with this idea, were you hesitant to take the fight?
Yeah, you know, well, Dana called us. It's a funny story, actually. Dana called us and said, you know, Cesar just called me and said they would love to fight Nick Diaz. I mean that him and Nick Diaz would love to fight you, and that's the fight they want. So I texted Cesar. I said, Dana just said that you would love to fight us and this and that, and that's the fight you want. And then I guess, I don't know, maybe Cesar didn't want to say that he said that. He texted me back and he said, laugh out loud, Dana just told us the same thing. So I ended up thinking, you know, Dana's trying to set me up and get me into a personal thing, but it's really Cesar. Cesar was hoodwinked me, I guess. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. And I kind of ended up getting into a Dana, and then I kind of thought the UFC was setting me up to build a personal thing. You know, but I ended up talking to Dana later, and Dana was like, yeah, I told you, I didn't say that. You know, Cesar did say that he would love to fight you, and that's how the whole fight got put together. So I don't know what that was all about.
Yeah, and all this drama happened because of the countdown show.
Yeah, and that's why it all happened, because, you know, I was kind of upset with Dana because Cesar sent me back that text, and I thought Dana was trying to set up something personal, but I was wrong. Cesar was the guy that did it all.
And then, interestingly enough, last week he tries to sort of put you in a corner by saying he wants this fight to be a 5-round fight and it's on you. Do you feel as though that was a little unfair to do that a week before the fight?
Yeah, no, I like I said, I would do the 5 rounds, no problem. As of now, it's scheduled a 3 fight, but if Cesar wants a 5 round so bad, me and Cesar can do a 5-round fight anytime, anywhere, whenever he feels like it.
And what did he say when you offered that challenge?
I'm offering it right now. Okay. Yeah.
I think you probably like your chances in that fight, right?
Yeah, I feel comfortable with that.
The Nick Diaz that fought in 2006 in the UFC, do you think he's the same Nick Diaz that's going to fight you on Saturday, or do you think he's gotten better?
Nick Diaz has gotten a lot better and a lot more confident, and his conditioning is better. He always had good conditioning. His boxing is way better than it was. His jiu-jitsu, he's just an all-around much better MMA fighter.
You like his style, you know, how he sort of comes at you. He likes to talk in the cage. He likes to sort of, get his opponent to play into his hand. Do you like that style? Because your motto has always been just scrap, and I think no one really fits that motto better than him.
Yes, I love watching that style. You know, I'm probably not going to like it while it's happening to me, but I'm a fan of him. You know, I enjoy watching him do this kind of stuff. But that's why this is the fight that the fans want to see. I really believe that, because, like you said, no one fits that model more than him. And, he's coming out there. You know, he's the Strikeforce champion. And, I'm going to go out there and give him my best shot.
Will you consider yourself the Strikeforce champion if you beat him? Or do you not even care about that belt?
That would be cool, to be the Strikeforce champion. I care about Strikeforce. I thought it was a great organization. I really enjoyed watching all the fights. But this isn't for the Strikeforce title. Nick Diaz earned the Strikeforce title. Go ahead, that's his. He can keep that.
If you do beat Nick Diaz, and I'm sure you're very confident that you will do so, what do you think is next for you at 170? Or is there a chance that you move down to 155? Because I still, I don't know if you know this, you probably don't even care, but I still have you ranked as maybe top 2 or 3 best lightweights in the world. I think at 155, you're one of the best pound-for-pound fighters. So would you even consider going down there if you get on a roll here?
If I get on a roll here, we probably won't be looking at 55 for a little while. And this is going to be my 3rd fight at welterweight, so maybe I'm kind of growing into it. When I first started sparring up for the Matt Hughes fight, man, the welterweights were beating me up, throwing me around. It was a bad scene in the gym, and I'm starting to feel more comfortable sparring with them now.
And when you envision this fight, how it's going to play out, how do you see it going down?
I got a feeling it's just going to be me and him in each other's face, and I got a feeling it's going to be drawn out till somewhere around the end of the 3rd round. I don't think it's going to go to decision, but it's going to go somewhere in the 3rd round. I got a feeling about that.
Final question. I just saw a clip on you on UFC.com. You talked about how you were a huge Hulk Hogan fan back in the day,
yeah.
and then it broke your heart when he lost Ultimate Warrior. So I was wondering,
Pontiac Dome, right? Where
it was actually at the Sky Dome in Toronto.
Yeah, it was
WrestleMania 6.
90,000 people. No, WrestleMania. Oh yeah, 6. Oh yeah, because WrestleMania 3 was at the Pontiac. Yeah.
Andre the Giant.
Yes, Andre the Giant. Yeah, broke my heart when Ultimate Warrior beat him, because I started to realize I started to realize after a while it was fake, so I was just waiting for Hogan to get his leg drop,
right.
And then Warrior rolled out and splashed him, and it was over.
So I'm wondering, this would sort of fulfill maybe a childhood dream of mine, if BJ has a Hulk Hogan impression in him. You know what I'm saying?
I don't though.
You don't have that.
Not right now. I'll be embarrassed.
You're a Hulkamaniac. Every Hulkamaniac has an impression.
I know his song though.
Right. How did it go again?
I'm a real American, fight for the rights of every man.
Very nice. The prodigy right here, spinning some rhymes. Thank you so much. Always a pleasure, BJ. Good luck on Saturday night.
Thank you very much, Ariel.
Mahalo.
Easy.